Hey Naturals, what's up? It's your favorite American English teacher, Gabby, here with a Go Natural English lesson to help you to stop translating everything from English into your native language in your head, in your mind, in your brain, in your noggin, and to start thinking only in English. It is possible, believe me. No matter what level you're at right now, it's possible to think in English. And I'm going to show you how. I'm going to give you 9 tips that will help you on your journey to thinking just like a native English speaker. So if this is interesting to you, then keep watching. So first of all, what's the problem with translating everything into your native language before you come up with a response in English? Well, if you're in a conversation or some situation where you need to really process information quickly and be able to respond rapidly in an appropriate, timely manner, then you really don't have time to translate. Even if you're super smart, which I know you are, and you're really good at English, which I know you are, it still takes time to process all the information you're getting in English into your native language, and then think in your native language, okay, what am I going to say? How am I going to respond? And then translate that back into English. It's a lot of work for your brain to do, and no matter how awesomely intelligent you are, it's gonna take too long in a native speed, kind of fast back and forth conversation. So if you are in a social situation, if you're in a meeting at work, if you are at a presentation and you want to ask questions, you really need to be able to think in English. So the problem started with the way that we learn foreign languages. This happened to me when I was learning Spanish in the classroom. How did we learn? We learned through translating. With Spanish, I learned that 1 is uno and 2 is dos. And let's see, coffee is cafe, and so on. So, of course, it's easy and it makes sense to begin this way because we know vocabulary in our native language, but it actually is hurting us once we get into conversational English, or in my case, conversational Spanish. So when I left the classroom, when I left my my Spanish classroom, and I tried to have a conversation with native Spanish speakers, I was like in total shock. My jaw hit the ground because I couldn't understand anything, and I definitely couldn't respond because I was trying to just identify a few words that I could recognize, that I could hear, that I could listen to, that I could comprehend, and then translate those into English, and then think in English to translate back into Spanish, and I was a wreck. So I don't want that to happen to you. Maybe you know how that feels already. Let me give you some suggestions to get you started thinking in English. First, let's start small. Understanding everything in English and being able to respond in English is like a big meal. It's a lot of vocabulary or a lot of food to digest, right? So let's start by taking small bites and digest thoroughly. So start by doing small daily activities in English. So for example, every day I take my dog for a walk, or sometimes we go for a run. So sometimes I talk to him, usually in English, but sometimes, just to really confuse him, I talk to him in Spanish. And instead of saying, come, let's go, I'll say, ven, vámonos, right? So you could do this in English. Maybe if you have a pet, or if you don't have a pet, there's other ways too. I bet you have a phone. If you have a smartphone, you could set that in English so that every time you open up your phone, there's English vocabulary for you to work with. This is an example of an everyday activity, probably multiple times a day you're looking at your phone, that you could do in English. And maybe there's other things that you can think of too. So what are some other suggestions of small daily activities that you could do in English? Comment. Let me know what you think. Okay, next, listen to more English. This doesn't even have to take up more of your time. You can give yourself an immersive experience in English no matter where you are. Open up your laptop or your smartphone and download some podcasts in English, or listen to internet radio, or put on a video on YouTube or on Netflix in English and play it in the background while you're doing other work that doesn't require intense focus. I love doing this when I'm just doing housework or like organizing stuff around my room or my office or whatever. I will listen to music in other languages because I love learning the lyrics to songs in Spanish or in Portuguese or in other languages that I want to learn. So most recently, I was listening in Spanish to this song called Llorarás, which is a famous salsa song. I highly recommend it if you'd like to get into salsa. But anyway, let me continue with tips for thinking in English. 3, try guessing or planning what native English speakers are going to say in that next conversation or in that presentation or whatever situation that you're going to be in English. So when you predict based on your life experience what you think people are going to say, you will be more prepared and more confident. You're preparing your brain to receive that information, and you'd be surprised, probably like 8 out of 10 times you're going to be correct. Now, don't get too attached to your prediction because, of course, other people don't know that script that's going on in your head. So be prepared for something different to come out of people's mouths. But just by exploring the different options or your prediction or guess of what you think will happen, you're going to feel way more confident, and you're going to be able to process that information faster and to think in English yourself because you're already thinking when you predict what's going to happen in a conversation. 4, stop learning exclusively through translation, especially once you're out of your beginner English class. We have to learn through association, through experience, through observing, watching, listening, through touching, through your life experience. You have to associate the word with the meaning and not the English word with your native language word, okay? Words are just words, they're just letters, okay? The real true meaning is what you understand, and then you can attach that to the word, okay? So book is not necessarily libro in Spanish or Portuguese. It's a thing with pieces of paper and writing that I can read and learn from. So I hope this is making sense, but you have to stop learning exclusively through translation. And next, very closely related, number 5, is to stop using a bilingual dictionary. The best use of your bilingual dictionary, where there's English and then your native language, is actually as like a coaster where you put your coffee cup on top of your table so it doesn't leave a circle on your table. That's the best use for it. Because if you continue to use this bilingual dictionary to learn vocabulary in English, you're always going to be practicing translation. So just use that thing as a coaster or whatever and use a monolingual dictionary instead. Monolingual means one language, so English to English. And you're going to exponentially expand your English language vocabulary when you do this. Next, number 6, label objects in your environment in English. You can just do this in your head. It's super simple, super fast and easy, doesn't cost anything. Or you could actually write the words on paper and tape those labels right to the objects, or use sticky notes or something. And for example, if I see a book and I'm learning Spanish, then I would write on my sticky note libro, and I think I said livro before, but that's actually Portuguese. I get confused between Spanish and Portuguese. I will tell you honestly, it is not always easy to learn both at the same time. So anyway, libro is book if I'm learning Spanish, maybe livro if I'm learning Portuguese. Hey, if I'm learning Arabic, it's kitab. You can help me with my pronunciation in the comments. But put a label on everyday objects. This is really especially helpful for beginners intermediate level English learners, but it can be fun to do just to remind yourself to think in English at any level. Number 7, talk to yourself in English. When you talk to yourself out loud, it does so many good things for you. Not only are you going to practice your pronunciation, your speaking, your vocabulary, your fluency, but you are developing that thinking in English skill. So what kind of things should you say when you're talking to yourself out loud in English? And when should you do this? Well, first of all, I would suggest doing this perhaps in the privacy of your own home, maybe not around your coworkers or people that might think you've gone crazy. So what do you tell yourself? Well, you could ask yourself questions. For example, right now I'm thinking, what am I going to eat for lunch today? So if I am trying to improve my Portuguese, I might think to myself and say out loud, o que vou comer hoje para almoço? Yeah, I think that's right. If it's not, you can tell me in the comments. But it's okay if you make a mistake talking out loud to yourself. If your grammar's not perfect, if your pronunciation is not perfect, it's okay, because the point is not to be perfect. The point is for you to develop that habit of thinking and speaking the language. So it's totally okay. Just make a mental note of what you're not sure about. If you are not sure if you're supposed to use like the article the or whatever it is you're not sure about, and then you could ask someone, just like I asked you in the comments. You could ask your native speaker friend, your teacher, or do some research online. Another way I really love to talk to myself out loud in languages I'm learning is to sing a song. So I mentioned earlier that I was listening to a song called Llorarás, which means you will cry. Oh, it's kind of a sad song actually, but I love to actually sing that song when I'm just, doing house chores or walking my dog. I'll just be like, yeah, sé que tú no quieres que yo a ti te quiera. So I'm not a great singer, so I'm going to stop. But just to give you an example, that is what I love doing. And I might even mix in some salsa dance moves while I'm singing. 8, just start thinking in English with a mantra or a motto or some phrase that just gets you started like on autopilot, automatically. So my phrase might be, I am improving my English every day. And I would say that in English out loud to myself, or just think it, okay? If I'm learning Portuguese, I might say to myself, bom dia, cada dia estou melhorando meu português. Yes, okay, like with emotion is really important, really, really important. Even if I look crazy, it doesn't matter. It does help you and it lifts your spirits and it gives you energy to improve your language skills. Finally, number 9, our last tip to help you think in English is to just do a little bit each day. So don't force yourself to think in English all day, every day from the get-go or from the beginning. Just start with 30 seconds. I'm sure that you can think in English for 30 seconds. You could set an alarm. Maybe every day at 9 a.m. you're going to think in English for 30 seconds. So, on your phone, put an alarm for 9 a.m. and you can title it Think in English and then set your timer for 30 seconds and just think in English, no matter how simple or how silly it is. You can just say hello to yourself over and over and over for 30 seconds if that's the best you can do. I know you can do better. I know, but it's just an example that it doesn't matter how complicated your English is when you train to think in English. What does matter is that you start and that you are consistent. So do a little bit every day and you're going to be thinking in English all day long in no time. If you loved these suggestions, let me know in the comments. Share this video with your friends who are learning English, or maybe your friends who are learning other languages, because these tips totally apply to any language you are learning. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to Go Natural English here on YouTube. Visit the website at gonaturalenglish.com. And thank you. Mwah. Love you guys. I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.